happen. So I have a slightly different take on that. And, and that's okay. That's the spice of life to have all these different perspectives. And so, yeah, I'll be sharing some information today that will really push people's boundaries. And a lot of people might just feel uncomfortable with what I share and think I'm just one of these crazy nutters who are just foolish enough to put out there a prediction. And I really just want to share what I've learn't from my heart. And if I wasn't to say this information and things do come to pass, then I wouldn't feel that I've played my role in life here. And so if I share these things and they don't come to pass, well, I feel it's really important that at least I've had the courage to get up and stand true in my convictions in life. And at least I provided a service for people that they can contemplate life to the degree that's required if you're going to entertain the concepts that I'm going to share and the coming changes that I'm going to share. So by that way, I'm serving people in the way that they can it really helps people to overcome their attachments to this level of reality and this level of life. As we're going through these incredible changes, then you know what? Maybe I'm the one who's swinging the pendulum to an extreme side of the swing, and providing that service for people, taking it to the ultimate extreme on one level. So maybe there's some sort of balance there in the middle. But I will speak in the affirmative at times today. I honour all journeys, all soul journeys. And I feel it's important for me just to speak from my heart as to what I know is real and what is not real. So, having said that, we can probably get stuck into it because there's quite a lot to share. And
sure.
The talks that I do, Mel, are usually all-day seminars, and they run for about 8 to 10 hours. So, and even that sometimes is not enough time to share all the information to actually grasp the message that I'm sharing. So we'll give it our best shot, eh?
And we'll try to squeeze your brain as much as we can in the 2 hours that we have. But just to establish foundation, do you consider yourself an abductee, contactee, or experiencer?
Both. I've actually had both. It's the abductions that I've experienced throughout my life have been quite profound. My memories go back as far as 5 years old, and that memory of that particular incident when I was 5 years old was quite intense, and I was very frightened, and it was I would call it a malevolent of nature. Now, I've had experiences with many different grey races. I've had experiences with draconian and reptilian races. I've had experiences with cricket races, with mantis beings, and incredibly evil, angelic, human-looking beings. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed beings. There's some wonderful blonde-haired, blue-eyed races out there. I've had incredible experiences with benevolent beings as well. So
Hold
my
on.
experiences.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but you said something that contradicted all of a sudden. Angelic, evil-looking beings. Explain that.
Yeah, sure. There's a group of extraterrestrials who have throughout eons of evolution of time going around marauding the most powerful genetics possible, because out there, Mel, genetics are the number one commodity. If for those who have that thirst and that lust for power and control, mineral substances or just physical substances are really at the very low end of anything of achieving these means. And then you move into the world of technology, and that can only do so much for you. And then beyond that, you get into the actual organic life force. And so genetics that can access life force in the cosmos for these beings and these cabals who are into this kind of thing, that is the number one commodity. And so when you have a planet, which is the microcosm of the macrocosm, and I'm referring to our planet, planet Earth, and you have this embodiment called human, which represents God-man, which I'll get to. You have all the codes of life force in our genetics. So our genetics are the most prized possession in the universe. And they are really fascinated in the human race because they want to access more life force. we access more life force than any other race in the universe. And I'm not saying that as an arrogant or egotistical statement. I'm just purely stating fact, universal fact.
But when you say evil angelic in the same sentence, or evil angelic looking beings, the first word that comes to mind is deception. Explain the evil angelic. That part seems contradictory to me to have in the same sentence.
Yeah, it can do. These beings have marauded and taken the best genetics out of all the different races that exist and created an embodiment for themselves, a container that they can occupy. And they look very beautiful, like incredibly attractive, humanoid-looking beings. At the same time, they're really quite powerful, and at the same time, they present as beings of light and beings of high spiritual stature, and they're actually interested in only controlling and feeding off the energy of others. And the way they go about it is incredibly sophisticated. So these are this particular group. Geez, we've gone straight into the drama here. This is really juicy stuff. Yeah. This one particular group that I've interacted with are from Orion, these Nordics from Orion, and they come across as very advanced spiritual beings, and they're not what they seem. And they have an agenda, and they're in contact at the moment with you can call it the shadow government and the hidden forces behind the scenes on our planet. And they're the ones that are actually pulling the strings as to what's going on here. And they're the local office in our galaxy of this intergalactic cabal, which is marauding the cosmos and doing some pretty nasty things to a lot of different races of life.
So basically, they're masters of deception, because we've heard about the Nordics, we've heard about these beings of light, and we hear good things about them, but your experience has been the opposite.
Exactly. There are some Nordics that are fantastic beings, but this one particular race who is in contact with our military and shadow government behind the scenes are not what they seem. And I've dealt with them personally. When you actually are in their presence, it's almost like you're dealing with an energy that's a cross between the Pope, James Bond, and Gandhi and Dalai Lama and all these wonderful sort of energies. And when they have an agenda, and if you don't conform to what they would like you to do and the way they would like you to be, then they can get really nasty. And I've experienced that firsthand.
To what extent is the relationship with the hidden hand, or as you call it, the shadow government? What is the relationship based on?
The relationship is based on, to understand who we are is to understand that relationship is to understand who we are. The whole thing just falls into place. If you have the understanding of who and what we are on this planet, then all of a sudden you realize why so many extraterrestrial races have an interest in us. Because we're a planetary race of beings who have experienced just about everything there is to experience in this universe. And this is the incredible hidden truth behind who we are. Because the reality of who we are is buried beneath so many layers of manipulated truths and deceptions and deceit, that the reality of who we are, Mel, is that we have come to this planet and we've incarnated into this generic form called human, and that we have come from all corners of the universe to do this, so we can re-attain balance in our beings, in our souls, and become universal creators. Because this is the very end result of an incredible journey in this universe, that the construct of this universe is light. And we've all chosen to enter this universe and experience it for everything it has to offer, and learn how to be this construct of light, because that's what we do. And, for me to preface this understanding, I really need to go back to my experience in 2003. Otherwise, what I say, people just won't grasp it. And to understand who we actually are, and we've ended up here on Mother Earth at this time. It's been an incredible journey, and the ones who are incarnated here on Earth are really the brave. It took a lot of courage for us to come here, to be totally stripped of everything, to be immersed into a reality that is so separated from the rest of life in such a profound way, and to be at the whim of other energies that wish to do nothing but control and manipulate and impede us is taken so much courage. And once you get past the veil that this planet is under, and then you get beyond the cosmic veil that these realities are under. And I mean, David Icke says problem, reaction, solution, and it's brilliant because that's so true. And for those who understand that process, it does not only exist on a planetary level, which most people think it does. It actually exists on a cosmic level as well. So the cosmic paradigms that we are exposed to at the moment, and I don't mean the actual physical structure of the solar system and the galaxy, I mean paradigms that create this, it has to do with awareness of beings, of states of consciousness. So this cosmic paradigm, this cosmic veil that we are being exposed to with these particular groups of extraterrestrial races, they all actually belong to a particular paradigm. And when you get past that veil, then you get to the reality, and you get to all these extraterrestrial races and different dimensional paradigms with life, because the universe is full of life. Really, if anyone thinks we're alone, you really got to take a good look at yourself of why you're thinking that in the first place.
It's the height of arrogance to think that. Yeah,
it's really, people say I'm insane. Really, I kind of tend to think it's the other way around. To think that we're all alone in the universe that's full of life is insane, really, and deluded. So, you get to this reality that is just everything is one with the universe and everything is one with life. And there's this complete understanding of who and what we are, and we are held in the highest of regard and the highest of esteem for having the courage to come here and do what we're doing, to show the way and become what we are becoming. And this is not a fantasy. This is not, stroking people's egos to make them feel incredible and to give them false hope. This is reality of who and what we are. And I can categorically say that because I've taken the journeys so many times and I've gotten to rediscover what life here on this planet is actually all about. It's a big call, I know, but, people say no one really knows what's going on. You hear that all the time. Everybody's just got a piece of the puzzle, or maybe I just have a piece of the puzzle, but I think I've got a pretty big piece. And when I hear this concept of no one really knows, what I'm actually hearing in the undertones of that is nobody's allowed to know.
Yes.
Anybody who